Imagine this. You've spent months planning your dream vacation to Mexico. You arrive at immigration with your passport in hand and an excited smile on your face, only to be denied entry and sent on the next flight home. Or worse, held for a few days at the immigration office before being deported. This isn't some rare occurrence anymore. It happens to thousands of tourists yearly in Mexico. Hey travelers, Anthony here. Today I'm unraveling Mexico's new entry rules, which are catching travelers off guard. If you plan a trip to Mexico this year, this video could be your most crucial travel guide yet. Number 1, the FMM confusion. Let's start with the most unexpected change that shocks tourists, the notorious FMM form, or so-called tourist card. For years, the FMM form was a must for everyone entering Mexico, but in 2025, the rules have completely changed, and it's causing absolute chaos at the border. Understanding these changes is crucial to avoid any surprises. Here's where it gets tricky. If you're flying into Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Los Cabos, Mexico City, or Tulum, you no longer need an FMM, but for all other destinations, you do. Need it. Even in places where the FMM is still required, some travelers think they can just fill it out at the border. Wrong. Mexico is enforcing online pre-registration with absolutely no exceptions. Number 2. The prove your trip problem. Now let's talk about what might be the most surprising change. Mexico's immigration officers are now demanding proof of your entire travel plans. Gone are the days when you could show up with a passport and say you're figuring it out as you go and expected to get a 180-day entry visa. Now Mexican officials want to see your hotel reservations, return flights, and complete itinerary. Or they might just stamp denied on your dreams. According to reports, travelers arriving with vague plans are increasingly being turned away at the border. And here's something even more shocking. Even if you're allowed in, you might not get the full 180-day stay anymore. Immigration officers more often now grant stays based exactly on your stated visit duration. So if you say you're staying for 10 days at your all-inclusive resort in Cancun, that's precisely what you'll get stamped in your passport, not the traditional 180 days that tourists used to receive automatically in most cases. And for digital nomads thinking of working remotely from that beachfront villa in Tulum or Playa del Carmen, think again. Mentioning any plans to work, even remotely, can instantly deny entry, so do not mention your online gig. Now, no matter how beautiful the destination is, unexpected things can happen. Lost luggage, delays, medical issues, or being denied entry to a country. I always recommend getting travel insurance that covers all these events before you go anywhere on a trip. I've linked a reliable option in the description. It's a small step toward peace of mind. Number 3, show me the money. Here's where things get even more interesting. Mexico now wants proof that you can actually afford your vacation. While this might seem daunting, having the necessary financial proof can give you the confidence that your trip will go smoothly. Multiple travelers have reported being asked to show credit cards, bank statements, or proof of funds at immigration to prove they can afford their stay in Mexico. Immigration officers are checking to make sure you're not planning to stay illegally or work under the table, as many do. They get a reservation at a hotel they never show up or pay to stay in, just to deceive the immigration officers, and they know it. So be careful with this one. So if your bank account is looking a little, let's say, vacation challenged, you might want to rethink that luxury resort stay. I recommend having at least 3 months of bank statements ready, showing you have enough funds for your entire stay. And having your credit cards handy definitely doesn't hurt. But whatever you do, don't try to fake documentation. Mexican authorities are cracking down on fraudulent papers, and that could lead to serious consequences beyond just being denied entry. It's essential to be aware of these risks and avoid any actions that could lead to them. Number 4, the electronics trap. Now here's a rule that's catching a ton of tourists by surprise. Mexico's strict limits on personal electronics. Since January 2025, Mexico has been strictly enforcing limitations on the number of electronic devices each traveler can bring, resulting in hundreds of dollars in unexpected fines right at the airport. Let me break down exactly what you're allowed to bring without paying taxes. 1 portable computing device per person means 1 laptop or tablet, not both. 3 cell phones or wireless devices, 2 cameras or camcorders, 1 GPS device, 1 pair of binoculars, 2 musical instruments, And this isn't just a rarely enforced rule. Customs officials, especially at Cancun International Airport, actively search bags and issue fines on the spot. My friend who came to visit me from Boston said that they found his MacBook Pro and iPad in his luggage and demanded that he pay nearly $200 in duties right then and there, or leave his laptop behind. He had no idea this was even a rule. According to Mexican customs regulations, if you bring more than the allowed number of devices, you'll be charged a 19% import tax on the estimated value of the extra electronics. That means you could be looking at $200 to $400 in unexpected fees just for bringing your work laptop and personal iPad. And here's the important part. There's absolutely no warning about this when booking your flight or checking in. The first you'll know about it is when the customs agent demands payment. While this rule has technically been in place for some time, enforcement has ramped up dramatically this year, with reports of tourists being charged these fees daily at major Mexican airports. There was briefly some good news when the governor of Quintana Roo announced that Cancun Airport would stop charging this fee, but federal authorities quickly reversed that policy and insisted the national rules must be followed at all Mexican airports. Number 5. Criminal background checks. Now for something many travelers don't realize, Mexico and the US share more information than ever, including criminal records. According to multiple reports, tourists with prior criminal records, especially drug offenses, are being denied entry at increasing rates. This is a huge change from previous years when background checks weren't as thorough. Now, even minor offenses from years ago could impact your ability to enter Mexico. Number 6. The social media check. And here's something that almost no one is talking about. There are many reports that Mexican immigration officers occasionally check travelers' social media to see if they can catch those who are not coming just for a vacation, but to work from here. If your Instagram feed is full of posts about working from the beach or starting my new remote job in Mexico, this could raise red flags. Remember, tourist visas don't allow you to work even remotely, and don't even think about taking photos in the immigration line. Multiple travelers have reported having their phones inspected and facing additional questioning after being caught taking pictures in restricted areas. Number 7, the checklist for success. So how do you make sure you don't get turned away at the Mexican border? Here's your essential checklist. First, valid passport. It seems obvious, but make sure it's not expired, has at least one blank page, and is at least 3 months valid. Second, check if your destination requires an FMM, and if so, complete it online and print it out before your trip. Third, have printed copies of your hotel reservations showing your entire stay. Fourth, bring your return flight itinerary. Again, print it out. Fifth, have proof of funds, bank statements, credit cards, or both. Sixth, know your exact itinerary when asked. Be specific about where you're going and what you're doing. And finally, be respectful and patient with immigration officers. Remember, they have the final say on whether you get in or not. Mexico is still one of the most amazing vacation destinations in the world. I've lived here since 2003. The beaches, the food, the culture. It's all incredible. But in 2025, you absolutely need to be prepared before you go. Have you had any experiences with these new rules? Or are you planning a trip to Mexico soon? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this information helpful, please smash that like button and subscribe for more travel tips that could save your vacation. Next week, I'll cover the hidden fees at all-inclusive resorts that nobody talks about. Until next time, safe travels.